Can't believe I'm making this video. Hey, what is up YouTube? thyAshes here, bringing you another video. And today, I'm going to be talking about a tweet of mine that got all of this attention. Well, okay, it didn't get a lot of attention, but it's been distracting me pretty much and blowing up my notifications for the last hour and a half about the Esports Industry Awards and the finalists for the various categories that were in them. And one of the categories, for those of you who don't know who aren't aware, is the Breakthrough Game of the Year. Now, I'm going to show my Twitter here in a minute, but yeah, Breakthrough Game of the Year. Now, this is again for the Esports Industry Awards, and we're gonna take a look directly at their website so that we can read this together. And I did see a typo on their website, which is kind of ironic, but as you can see here, our aim is to ensure that success and achievement in esports is celebrated globally, acting as an impartial entity across all platforms and titles. And then somebody messed up and copy and pasted it again. It's about recognizing global excellence in global esports. Now, I get somebody made a valid point that there are categories that aren't really esports. For example, streamer of the year, I believe, streamer of the year, which it specifically doesn't say esports streamer of the year or anything like that, because there's not really an esports category for that. But there's a category that's called Breakthrough Game of the Year, and the finalists I'll show right now are H1Z1, Players Unknown Battlegrounds, Vainglory, Quake, Rainbow Six Siege, Paragon, and Injustice 2 for Breakthrough Games of the Year. And my tweet was simply, we'll look at it. Did our community not vote? Or because, in my opinion, Gears Award qualifies as a Breakthrough Game of the Year. Now, there's a lot of ways to interpret this, right? As like I said, somebody pointed out that the category is not Esports Breakthrough Game of the Year or Breakthrough Esports Game of the Year, that it's a Breakthrough Game of the Year. My point is that the show and the Twitter account and the whole idea is Esports Industry Awards, and their goal is to recognize within esports. And then there is a counterpoint about the streamers. But I'm still considering this category as Esports Breakthrough Game of the Year, being that every single game on this list has some sort of esport, even if it's new or hasn't even been officially done yet, as in some cases. But PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, right? They had a massive charity tournament, actually, while we were in Paris, that featured a lot of the top streamers. There was a prize pool. There was large viewership. It was streamed. It was casted. It had the qualifications of an esport in theory. There's also the fact that major orgs are picking up players for this game. TSM, I believe, picked up a player, and other orgs I've seen on Twitter have been picking up players for Battlegrounds. There's also UMG that's hosting tournaments and events for it. H1Z1, obviously we all know that H1Z1 has turned into an esport, or is trying to turn into an esport. Vainglory, for those of you who don't know, it's a MOBA type game, so like League of Legends or Smite, and it's played on smartphones and tablets. It has an esports circuit to it. There are pro teams living in team houses. It's getting big. Quake Champions recently announced as of E3, which was 2 or 3 weeks ago, that they are doing a $1 million tournament or tournaments for their game, which is currently in a closed beta. And that will be done, I believe, sometime in August or September. Maybe I think it's at QuakeCon, which is in August, end of August. And then there's Rainbow Six Siege. We all know Rainbow Six Siege. It's had a pretty decent pro circuit and pro scene within, I think they go through ESL, but it's been around for a little while. It's been around since we were in Gears of War UE. Paragon, which is another game that's still in, I believe, beta, and doesn't really have an esports program as of yet because the game's not fully out yet. And then Injustice 2, which recently came out. It's a fighting game, and it's already blown up, and I think that's one of the games that Sonic Fox is blowing through. So yeah, these are our finalists for Breakthrough Games of the Year, and in my opinion, the category is Breakthrough Esports Games of the Year. So my question to the community was, why did we not vote? Why did the Gears of War community not vote? And I believe I was told that Gears of War actually tweeted it out, and I don't think I'm going to be able to find where they tweeted it out, but apparently they tweeted it out or something. But either way, that's not the point. The point is that we are dealing with a game that has a community that just I don't know if we didn't know about this industry awards, and I can take blame for it. I should have tweeted it out and said, hey, we need to vote for Gears and whatever. I could have done more, but I did vote for Gears. And this is not the first season or first year of this award show. This is, I think, the second, and it just surprises me. So anyways, this has sparked a discussion about Gears of War being Breakthrough, and you know, all of those, like a lot of people saying negativity about it. So other than the person who had the valid point about there being streamers listed under this show, Gears of War 4, for all intents and purposes, is a breakthrough. If you're going to argue the fact that it's been around for a long time, it's had esports for a long time, since mid 2000s with MLG and Gears of War 1. Quake was also a competitive game and an esport back, I think, as far back as like early 2000s. So you've got both there. Competitive Quake was a thing. There was, I believe, broadcast for it. I remember when I teamed with Gringo Jr. back in Gal 2, that was something that he was known for, was how he did in Quake competitive, and like a 1v1 thing he did with whoever that top guy was, who's still one of the highest earning esports people of all time. I can't think of his name. So Quake has been around. Paragon, which doesn't even have a program yet, as far as I'm aware, and as far as I've seen trying to research it, and both games are still in beta. And the other games on the list, yes, I think they deserve it. I mean, you've got games, Battlegrounds, obviously, like, it's not major esport yet, but it's definitely larger than Gears of War, and it came out of nowhere. Same with H1Z1. Vainglory, it's copying the League of Legends thing, but it's on mobile. It's broke through. Rainbow Six Siege, Injustice 2. I understand all of those. I'm just surprised that Gears of War isn't an addition to the list, or above Paragon or Quake. And so you can argue that the following for Quake is larger, but you look at the Gears of War Twitter compared to the Quake Twitter as just one example. I don't know really how to see what the following of the games are. So that's really the only information that I can take. And it's Gears of War has like 356,000 followers. Quake has 20,000 followers. So maybe it's a newer account. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's because the game is switched to being developed by, I think, Bethesda. I don't know if Bethesda developed the old games. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass on that one. But either way, going through some of the other points that people have made, that the game is bad, therefore it doesn't deserve it. Well, if it's an esports award show and we're talking about the esport, then the quality of the game to me doesn't matter. It's the quality of the esport, and the quality of the esport is there. The main contributing factors to an esport: prize pool, viewership, amount of contestants, amount of attendance, organizations involved. This, the impact that the game has on esports as a genre, an industry. So Gears of War, yes, it has an impact. It's had some of the top organizations in the world involved. It has OpTic Gaming. It had Team Envious. It has Echo Fox. It had so many, or you guys know what orgs are involved in Gears of War. It's had that kind of presence. It has had $1 million prize pool with another $1 million prize pool pro circuit announced. It's had viewership numbers that are increasing with every single event. It's had attendance that has gone from small to large in the span of a year. I mean, it has all the qualities that I consider for the definition of breakthrough. It has broken through that threshold of being minuscule and irrelevant as an esport to a large following, and it's not large compared to League of Legends or Counter-Strike or by any means, but it's large compared to what it was, and that to me is what breakthrough is. So I don't know. It just surprises me that this whole discussion is broken out from my tweet, that people are like up in arms. People in the community, in the Gears of War community, are up in arms against supporting the game. Like, you think that you would want to do something that helps further your game, the game that you love, the career. It's just surprising to me as all. And that was mainly the point of my tweet. The fact that we didn't tweet, or we didn't support the game the way we should have as a community. We didn't back the game. We didn't support it. We didn't get it nominated. And I don't think it should have won by any means. Do I think it should have won? If in my personal opinion, Injustice is probably going to win that award, or H1 is probably going to win that award. But Gears of War could have been on the finalist list, and that's my point. And then a side note off of that is that, or a side point maybe, is that we have a community of let down the game, and it just surprises me. That was the point of my tweet. That was the point of the discussions on Twitter. That's why I'm making this video, is that I'm surprised, I'm disappointed, and, you know, I'm not going to go to bed and lose sleep over it. I'm surprised and disappointed. That's all. I nominated the game. I think it's a breakthrough game in terms of esports, and I would like to see it at least get that level. Even if it was just on the finalist page, that might make somebody go, oh, Gears of War, let me look into that. A PC gamer or something like that. Let me see what's in Gears of War, and who knows, you might spark a new fan. Like, everything helps. So I don't know. That's just where I stand on this. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but I figured I would voice mine in the format of a YouTube video. And yeah, guys, make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, or just, you know, because I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this whole topic. And while you're down there, obviously hit the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate the support, and I will see you all in the next video.